And
welcome back to the Foul Parody Podcast.
hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of season 1 of the Foul Parody Podcast. And as soon as we changed the name, of course, halfway through the night of playing last episode, we came up with 10 even better ones, but we're gonna have to stick with this one because a lot of rebranding has always been done on the internet. So Foul Parody it is, but you know, suggestions are always welcome, because you never know, when we get to the end of October, what's going to happen to the show? Is it going to go away? Should we just drop everything and rebrand it into second edition? Should we recast it, reform it, keep it going, or just save it as a little bit of trick-or-treat candy to be played end of September and all through October next year? If you have thoughts on this, email us at rollmongers@gmail.com, leave comments on our YouTube videos, or contact us on Twitter at Rollmongers on Twitter. Even Twitch comments. So, where were we? You guys are experiencing another happy, shiny day of screwing lids onto jars because we're so bored. Is that what's bleeding through the microphone? It sounds like it sounds like someone's
exactly what I'm
it's like
doing,
someone
actually.
is pickling. It's like you guys pickling at the jailhouse.
I got this little jar of candies, and it's so loud and obnoxious, tasty. I left it in my glove box, and they all kind of like semi-melted. So
That's okay, because I know he shut his phone off this time, you know, so he's forgiven, right?
Oh, that's right. I got to turn that back on.
So, meanwhile, in Cheliax, in the lonesome little town of Longacre, coming on back down, we are in the middle of day 4. Are we going to bleed this into day 5? Did you guys want to take the rest of the day off, or did you want to go marching out to that farm where we believe the cockatrice came from? Do we care? What's on the agenda for the rest of day 4, if not day 5 of us?
Well, if you're asking Nico, I think we should go to the farm under the cover of night.
Under the cover of night.
I love the echo. He says from the rafters. Nighttime.
Yeah, that's how I sleep.
He's upside down. So, yeah, you guys want to just stick around and head out there at night?
Yeah, sure. Summer leans over. You know, Nico, you really don't seem to be a big fan of going out during the day.
The sun does terrible things to my complexion. And then I'll like roll back my sleeves and show my burnt, scarred hand. I'll hook it back in.
Oh.
Oh my. So, you guys waiting for nighttime?
Yeah, we should do like wait till dusk,
Yeah.
do a patrol to see if we can catch any ne'er-do-wells breaking curfew.
Okay. Yeah.
If all is quiet. And maybe make the farm go the way of the tannery. I don't know.
Oh. Well,
Nico likes to watch things burn.
did you guys burn down the tannery?
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Oh, they all died in a fire. That was okay. Well, the fact that he died, and you know, bodies just don't ignite themselves. Just, yeah, that's a terrible picture of
Wait, they don't?
Uncle Owen and Aunt Prue and their 2 dogs cuddled up in a charred little aftermath. Something like that going on. All right.
That was the purpose of lighting the fire, though, was to destroy evidence. I'm just gonna...
All right.
They'll never know we were here.
Well, this is definitely one for theater of the mind, guys. So, changing the ambience.
Well,
What?
in that case, before the afternoon hits, is there something there's something I want to quickly do in town during the day?
Sure. Knock yourself out. Get him another lid. Get that man some pickles.
I'm assuming that Deimos did find an area where some urchins happened to be residing during the day.
Oh, yeah. Your little buddy that owes you money. Hey,
Yep.
you can't prove I
I'm
didn't do
gonna
what you
go-
told me to do. I totally did that job. Did he come back? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I told you. No.
Mhm. I'm going to go around each one, each area where they happen to like reside,
Okay. The slums.
and just leave a note.
Leave a note. All right.
You assume they can read.
Aw, don't spoil my fun.
Oh, it's going to be picture form.
All right.
Hieroglyphics.
Ooh, pictures. I like those.
Now, this is a small town, you know, and I'm sure there's some broken down parts of it. Not like total slums, but, you know, for the sake of, you know, proper ambience, once again, the tabletop audio to the rescue give us some nice Victorian slums. So, making
So just
the
I
rounds.
pass
Yeah.
Dame. Yeah, I make a couple like pieces of paper and wrap them up, and then give. Then as I travel around town, I give Deimos one piece of paper, and he flies in and drops it in the group or in the areas where they would stay. If there's only one, just the one. But if there's a couple areas, I do both. I do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other areas.
The little barrel fire where they're keeping warm, even though it's the middle of the day.
Yep.
They go into a
And I
cold,
just
they go into a cold warehouse just to start a barrel fire to keep warm. You know, they can just stay outside and be warm. But you know, we've ruined your.
It just drops it drops the picture, and if and they unfurl it and look at it. It's a picture of a silver coin
Okay.
and a knife.
Okay.
And that's all.
All right. I'm not even gonna ask what that means. See if they can figure it out.
Mhm.
All right.
This will happen for a couple days now. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. Every day, just.
Yep.
They ponder it for several hours and then toilet paper, or you know, ponder it for several hours and going, we gotta recycle this paper. We are economy based, you know, so they'll figure out some good use for it. All right, and then into the evening of day 4, before day 5. You guys want to head out to the farm?
Yes.
Okay. So as stated before, the Result Ranch, RESOLT, outside of town. You guys head out there in the middle of the night. Sneak out to the ranch. There's about, you know, half a dozen people. You guys would guess, Simmery? Knowledge local?
Mm.
How many people would be, like, family plus farmhands kind of thing would run a ranch?
$16.
Yeah, like half a dozen. There's the family plus, like, 2 extra hands kind of thing. Families sleeping in the big house. Ranch hands probably have, like, an adjacent room, or they sleep elsewhere and they come out here. But anyway, it's outside of town enough that, like, walking out there every day would be a pain. So they probably give room and board to the hands, to the hired help.
Depending on how cheap they are, it might actually just be one of the stalls in, like, the barn.
Yeah, even. But if we can get our hands on a magical creature like a cockatrice, I'm thinking this ranch does well. Or has money. You know what I mean? Like, that thing doesn't go wandering by going, what a find, Pete! Grab it! Oh, Pete, no, not another finger. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm guessing these guys have, you know, going off of that bit, you know. Point taken, but still. So you think you're dealing with about, like, half a dozen people. I'll even say, like, 2 are children. Not much resistance for, like, the 6 of you. However, people defend the ranch, so yeah, they've probably got, you know, some crossbows or some shovels or something if, you know, somebody comes to try and buy their land or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, under the cover, the darkness of night, suddenly everyone can see fine except Simmery, who's leading us, once again, to this ranch.
I got my hooded lantern.
Yeah, it's starry night. You're good. So, picture in the theater of a mind your typical ranch. You guys are on some kind of hillock on a tree whispering wood edge, looking down over a decently several acres of land. A 2-rail but very wide span around the entire perimeter of several acres fence with the big tiered 1 gate, the high posts right over the entrance. It says result right on the front door kind of thing. Whatever high ground is where they've built their main house, and close by on slightly lower ground are stables, barns, that type of thing. And then in the fields you have just wagons, silo, everything you'd find that would run a ranch, and an appreciable amount of land to let whatever wild animal they get going, cattle, roam, open the back gate for the back 40. Anyway, Simri lays all this out for you guys, pointing. How do you guys want to what do you guys want to do? Why are we here? I mean, you have an
I
idea.
thought we went out at dusk.
Sure. As the sun sets, it paints a lovely picture.
Certainly, but there's a difference between, they might be closing up shop versus
Sleep.
going in the dead of night.
Sure.
I might be confused. Nico,
No.
exactly did you want? Are we sneaking in or are we confronting?
In my experience, it's always good to have some concrete evidence before you apply tortures to people.
Oh, so we're sneaking in. Got it.
No evidence.
Sorry,
in
dead of night.
What did you guys do with the
Got
crate? You mentioned evidence.
We're looking for crates. We're looking for cockatrices. Got it.
No, I mean, did you guys bring the crate that had the cockatrice in it?
Oh no, we
No,
don't
that's
need
our
evidence to detain them. We just need evidence to show the town when they're like, why are all these people strung up on the west gate?
Yeah, well, you also have Zogs as a witness, right? Came out of one of their crates. Or, this may not need to be public knowledge. I mean, someone tried to mail you a cockatrice, dangerous creature, for whatever reason, and you traced the culprit back to them. What happens at dusk or the middle of the night on the edge of town really is up to you guys. Consequences ensue no matter what your choices are come the next day and people eventually finding out, etc., etc., etc. But, it's not, I wouldn't want to impose that you guys need to grandstand and like kangaroo court every little action you guys do.
So, Deimos, there should, according to Simri, there should be about 6 people or so on this ranch. Do you think you could go find them?
Okay, boss. All right. So a little recon. Okay. 3 in the
Why
hat.
does Deimos sound like a chain smoker?
Because I'm a rock bird, gravelly. I
Choices.
I try really hard never to use the same voice twice in any podcast I do, and this is what came out. He described me to me, and this is me. Don't judge me. Off I go. I guess I kind of sound like Rory from Legends. Idiots.
Hop, hop, hop.
Yeah, exactly, right? So 4 hours later, it is dark, and he comes back with his recon because I walked. But seriously, he tells you 3 in the house, 1 abroad, 2 in the barn.
Okay. So we are avoiding 1.
One's out there, with the cattle, a ways. Screaming will probably bring him back, but I'm just saying, he asked for where are they? I found them, right? You guys give it.
So did you want to detain the one that could come up from behind us? Or should we go straight to the house?
3 in the house is closest, 2 more in the barn, and then the last one is abroad, out there even further. No behind you. Behind you is the town.
I meant once we enter the house, if he comes back after hearing screaming.
Well, one would ask why you'd cause screaming after you went on trouble of sneaking cover of night, but you do you. So what's the plan, guys?
Simori, I'm going to check in the barn to see if I can find one of the feathers of this beast you described to me. That's all it will take, and once we find that, we can do with them as they will.
Certainly. How sneaky are you, Nico?
That's a good question. How sneaky am I?
Like a snake.
Not really sneaky at all. But he does have Coolio ability that gives me bonuses to my stealth. So I'm a level 2. I can do this for 2 hours per day. I activate my Cloak of Darkness, which grants me a +4 armor bonus and a +2 circumstance bonus on stealth checks.
Oh, this is your Oracle ability?
Yes.
So instead of just activate, you will this to happen? This is based in your race? This is based in your class? Can we have a little bit of flavor going here?
It's my
mystery.
Yes, my mystery.
And which is what? Or is there a way you could possibly hint at it by calling upon the powers in character, sir?
No, because it's just literally, I say that, take a couple steps back, and the shadow envelops me as I fade into the night. You hear a few bats squeaking.
Okay, that's awesome.
As it happens. But I will
Tarkwing Duck appears beside
elude to my mystery.
All right. Darkwing Duck appears beside Simri. How does he do that? Disappears. All right.
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Have you ever heard the spiel? What he actually says? I am the check writer in the cash only line. I am.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
It's circumstantial per episode.
Yeah.
I used to love that show, dude.
Oh yeah, what was
That
it
and DuckTales, and then
that was a good time. It was
there's another one.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, and Animaniacs.
Dude, yeah.
Anyways, we're tangenting.
Sorry.
So saying that, he fades off. Does the the vampire crawl back into the shadows?
In the meantime, I do wonder what they would do if they reacted to seeing the bird come back.
You're
You
gonna
never said you had the bird. What you talking about?
says the shadow. Imagine picturing this long shadow that's just stretching on the ground, and he starts muttering, and then the shadow like re-stretches right back to him and says that. Comes back.
It's magic.
I'll leave you to it then.
All right. So Nico's headed for the barn looking for feathers. Are you trying to avoid detection, or are you just
100% trying to avoid detection.
okay? So he's.
Would you like some stealthies?
Oh, we'll get into that. Actually, spam me some now, and then we'll mark them when we get back to you. Luca's pondering what? An illusion? A spell?
Oh yes, Luca.
turkey dinner?
My idea was that if someone could go up and knock on the window, I can use a couple spells that I have to recreate an illusion of as if their cockatrice returned and was sitting on their balcony.
Tapping on the window.
Yes.
You guys providing the sound effect.
Ghost sound providing the sound effect.
Okay.
So that would require someone to lie. Bluff check.
Would it?
It's bluffing.
My intention was just to get them outside. They see the bird come out back and are concerned.
Rom.
You want me to go talk to them? I can, but that's. I'm good for confronting, not much else.
He goes to the door. Do you know there's a cockatrice at your window? A real one? Not all. Like, there's your bluff lie there,
sorry.
Niles, that you were digging for.
That would be the lying. I was getting at if one person can quietly sneak up to the window and knock on the window, after I've set the illusion up, just to draw their attention to the window, I can use magic to replicate the bird and the bird's sounds.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot do multiple sounds.
So, were we planning all this shenanigans at dusk or at nighttime? What was our final decision on that?
Considering
Evolution.
we were going to find evidence, I thought it was at night.
That's fine.
No one said they wanted to talk things out with the people, so...
No, just you know, you ever have a candle in the dining room, try and look out a window at night? You don't see shit. Someone's tapping. They're not going to see your hologram, dude. They'll be frightened any moment now. Someone's tapping the window. If they go out there with light source, but just, to bear in mind, people can't see as well as half of our infravision party here. Dark vision party, so.
Oh, I'd assumed that they had candles on in there in the room that they were in.
Yeah, which would make outside dark where you're tapping and putting your thing on the balcony. Did you not say balcony?
You can still... yeah, but it's still light would shine out of a window.
This is medieval times, man. Candles barely light the room. We'd have to step onto the balcony, or there's a lantern on the balcony. But like I said, if it's nighttime and we're tired for the day, or we're having supper, or we're sleeping. Now,
that's fine. I would eventually have to come out to check it.
You guys did the once around the bird said there are people in the bar, and even though it's evening, if not like dark or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I could walk up with a lantern. The professor would be like, hey.
Now he's just pointing
We
at the
found your
illusion.
bird.
I'm the light source. Ignore me. Just that's what you want to look at right there. There it is.
Hey, we found your bird.
Actually,
we could make it creepier and just knock on the front door, and they go to answer the door, and the bird's in front of them.
yeah, they come out. Who's out here? Comes out with a shotgun. Who's out here? You have a shotgun, but no lantern? What the hell's wrong with you people? All right.
Yeah, if they come out with weapons and they can't see, that's on them.
I joke. I think Jay's taking everything I say quite literally. So.
Oh, sorry. This is...
So,
I'm assuming these are like concerns the party's raising.
No, it's fine.
Turns. No, prospects.
Right now, Nico is at the barn. You guys are forming a plan. I'm assuming you're slowly walking up to the house at this point. I'll do this, you'll do this. I could knock. I could stand there, Anything I say is just a silly idea that's appeared in at least one random player or character's head for the audience's benefit. But without tangenting too much, we arrive to a point where bleeding light that possibly is near windows and coming out of the window a little bit. You guys are kitty corner on a house, or that proverbial 20, 30 feet back where the light can't reach you outside the window if there is any bright enough lights. Okay. But from where you are, you have a clear view of the side of the house and the front porch. And we'll say you guys are about 30 feet from the corner of the house. However, if anyone came out, like ran out with a lantern, you guys would be the shadowy figures standing out on their lawn on the edge of said light.
Yeah. So the only person in the middle of a dark forest holding a lantern. Hey!
No, I'll just be in the corner of my Porsche with a bullseye, get 60 feet. What are you doing? He just lights up Luca. Damn my illusions. Anyway. Again, if we can afford a cockatrice, pretty sure we got a bullseye lantern ready to go. Locked and loaded. We have no weapons, but we got these really powerful light sources.
As long as we're quiet and hiding.
He just stands there like a tree.
Yep. Just middle open.
I'm picturing too much and we were doing too little. So, my bad. 30 feet from the house. What do you guys do? The four of you.
Well, is there any place to like kind of hide so we wouldn't be in direct sight of the house? Like, is there a tree or something?
Yeah, but not for four people. There's the odd apple tree. There's no grand oak and six of them all around the perimeter of the home. When you're in a farm or ranch, you clear land. especially if it's a ranch where you really want open spaces. Now, they're not idiots. You got a shady tree with a swing on it. If there's one giant tree 60 feet from the house, you could all hide behind kind of thing. But other than that, there's not a lot of cover out here.
Well, is anyone particularly adept at sneaking?
Yes, he left.
Hello.
I was aiming at Simri there.
I didn't want to assume.
I just to be clear, I am not particularly adept.
No, that was the joke.
Just to be clear.
I was honestly waiting for my daughter to go, but that works. Sorry.
Well, if you wouldn't mind being the one that knocks on the door, that would also put you relatively close, such that you could hear if any conversation was to occur. I need to be at least 35 feet away, so if I can hide behind the tree, that would be appreciated.
360 feet.
And we'll put the other two behind the barn.
That's like 120 feet away.
Fine, then I will be. I'll put the bird at the. Does the house have like a corner?
Yes, and we're all off of it 30 feet. You're right there.
Sure. I just need to be able to see. I just need to be able to see the corner of the balcony.
Yes.
I don't need to be in front of the balcony.
Yes, as previously stated, you can clearly see side of the house, window light bleeding just for you, and the whole front porch. You've got a good clear line from your 30 feet because I figured you needed that 30-ish for the spell range. Give Simri a shove. She goes off to knock, possibly. Quick listen at first. Niles, Ron, what are you guys doing? Natural 1 perception. She creaks on the porch, then freezes because someone's coming. She can hear it.
No, I'm mighty stealthy. No one can hear me 24, but I can't hear them either.
I was saying, like your natural 1 perception is what I mean. Like you go creak, 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 and you don't think that's you. You think there's someone out here creeping up on me. Natural 1 being the opposite, right? Haha. Anyway, okay. Come up on the house. You don't hear any conversations. You don't hear any movement. It's kind of quiet in there, besides some odd flickering candles bleeding out some of the curtainy lights, right? Okay.
24 perception?
Okay. You can see... Oh, sorry, you can hear, if not see. Who's got dark vision? Let's just clear that up right now.
Low light.
Okay. Rom?
Dark vision.
Rom has full dark vision.
Okay.
Dark vision.
Okay, so in black and white, Rom and Luca can clearly see everything that's going on if there's no light source impeding. But at least you got 60-foot nice black and white, like the sonic wave vision. And you get that gray or green, everything that the military uses, right? Simri is kind of working off of instinct, rogue, human, and whatever ambient soft lights coming off of the house. For rogue, should be fine as long as she's half movement sneaking, no problem. Then we have Professor Niles, where those lights bleed a little bit further than 5 feet out of a window to you. It's more like 10, 15, that kind of thing. That's your advantage. Now, because even a single window with a single candle close to it, it does sort of clearly show 5 feet around the house, but you guys have that sort of shape, plus a starry night, plus a feel, you know what I mean? You might trip over a rake right in front of you, but you guys can make out all the objects, all the basic stuff. You're not treading blind like with your eyes closed, okay? So, go time. Do you have any instructions for Rom or Professor Luca, or are you guys doing something independently?
Be ready in case we're seen and this goes sideways.
Get ready to run.
Either run away or towards. Your choice.
The farmers, get around. Old man Jenkins, you guys act like kids pulling a prank. Oh shit, Farmer Jenkins saw us, run for it.
All right, so it's sneaky shoes time?
Yeah. I've been playing that music this whole time. I've been playing sneaky music the whole time while you guys are debating. Right. Well, Jay and I are here at a logical impasse. Okay, so Simri's on the porch, sneaks up. Right? Simri, don't really hear much movement or anything that's going on in the house. Maybe 3 people would be wife and kids. Dinner's done. They're all in bed, or they're just kind of sitting by the fire, like not really talking or whatever. If half their members of 6 are outside the house, then it's not like a gathering or, you know what I mean? Or maybe they're just quietly working on a chore. Anyway, as far as what you could hear through a door, getting close to it, or a window, not much going on with your perception. However, you are certain you are quiet. And the professor is certain he can hear and see every move you make. You want to give that door a rap? Okay. There's the signal, Luca.
Illusion is cast.
Okay, so what actual spell are you casting?
Silent image.
Okay, so no audio, no olfactory as in smell, just the image itself. You had a good look at the
Yes.
bird, you recreate it, make it glow. I am the light source. It's a glowing cockatrice.
And it can move as I watch it.
Okay. And where are you putting this thing?
I'm going to put it just shy of onto the balcony, so they'd have to come out to see it.
Okay.
Or they'd have to come out to actually interact with it.
All right. And Simmery, you knock and you're just behind a chair in the shadow, trying to find some kind of...
Yeah, I'd duck away.
Okay. All right. Now, making a knock on the door is the proverbial invitation to come out and look all around on the porch, like they were looking for a person on the porch, or, I don't know, but you've ever been home invaded? I look behind shit, right? So I'm assuming you do have a 15-foot move. You could hit the corner of the house or go beyond.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Solid cover is
Kind of
basically.
duck
Yeah.
to the side,
Okay.
grab the edge, and you swing your body around.
Yeah, no, and that's the advantage for you, but it's the disadvantage is that you're not close to jump on them or something. So one for the other, right? Okay. So you knock, you bail. Up goes the cockatrice. This is me doing the chicken walk. Just parading around on the deck, trying to glow and puff itself up. Okay.
Nice.
Perception in front of the house. Yes, we all clearly heard knocking. DC 5, right? Okay. So there's that proverbial wait, and a woman holding a candle that looks like she just, with the little loophole holder, a single candle, opens a door inside, leaves the screen shut, and holds up the light, and the woman just starts looking out, calling to a man. Not sure what the name was, but she seems to have guessed who's there. Franklin? Where you playing at? Huh? Looking around. You boys... just kind of pops the screen door open, leans outside. Looks all around. She complains about something, chores to do, things to do, kids to put to bed, don't be, right? Takes another step... Yeah, I was going to say, takes another step forward, right? And looks down and sees the bird. But then hears 60 feet away a tree, this squeal like its mate is calling to it. Oh my god, there must be two of them, right? Knowledge, magical arcana, farmhand lady, none. Knowledge nature, I do have. And if I roll high enough, I can say that is not an ordinary rooster. I fail. There's a rooster on my porch. But I don't recognize its coloring. So it's some kind of wild turkey. Anyway, she, not interested in capturing something in the middle of the night, just stamps her feet and shoes and goes back inside. Ignorance for the win. What? Did the DM just foil everything? No. Think about it. The DM just gave you very valuable information. Never seen one before. Don't know what it is. Thought it was a turkey.
Oh, yeah.
Went back inside.
Good evidence.
Yeah. Nico.
At the very least, it wasn't her.
Yeah. Nico. Paging Nico.
Hello, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Had to find the mute button.
Okay. So, leaning in close for that extra quiet stealth and less echo. He's in the barn. You're in the barn, it's fine. Echo all you want. You slip into the barn. There is that proverbial, couple planks missing where there's, a hole in the wall, or, you can get in. The back is wide open. You just kind of, flip around the corner, right? Anyway, there's two guys and one lantern. Lantern's hanging on one of the lower beams that go off the center post. There's hay everywhere. There's, you know what I mean? And these guys are doing whatever one would do late at night to get a jump on the morning, where it would be okay, instead of quitting for the day, we need to get something done to prepare for tomorrow because something's happening. And they've got a lantern, and these two guys are working into the night, whether they're shoveling something or baling hay or whatever. They're doing what to you appears to be farm chores. and they're complaining to each other or joking around, so they're familiar with each other, but they're not overly happy about working in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? So they're like sarcastically bitching, like to a coworker, you know. Oh well, at least shovel, shovel, shovel. Anyway, they're on the other side of the barn. Clear's day 2 under their lantern that's spilling out like 30 feet of light. They're mucking around stalls and, you know, doing farmer stuff. 2 burly dudes, farm hands by the look of them. Humans.
Yeah, so I'm not going in there.
Okay. 2 humans, late 20s, early 30s. But they do seem preoccupied, and they're making noise, which helps cover, like, you know what I mean? Their perceptions would be lowered because they are busy.
Well, that's good because my stealth rolls were trash.
So how about those stealth rolls?
They're up there in the log. I just don't even want to say them.
Come on.
They're that bad.
Go
All right,
back
so
here.
I got a 5, an 11, a 6, and a 4.
All right. Making any loud noise is 5, but we're busy. Making a soft noise is 10. Okay. Deliberately trying to sneak. What is your actual plus?
1 with a modified 3 for my cloak of.
Okay, so you were rolling at +4, so you have no, you know, you're decent. You're actually as decent as any half-bred or half-trained roguish person. Okay. So their perception against your 5 with penalty. Against your, oh my god, come on, 2. You're so lucky. Well, I didn't want to keep picking it out of the thing, so I'm just rolling them quickly on the table. But I'm gonna do the last one. All right, what was your last one?
My last one was a 4.
Okay. So you come in, you do 15 feet. The barn is like 30 by 20, right? You do 15 feet. You're looking around, right? Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay, so everything's black and white, so you can't really tell the coloring. But there's got to be something, like you saw the feathers. There's got to be something that, like, oh, there's a feather. Hopefully, it's not just chicken. It's long enough or brazen enough. You know what I mean? You can't go off of color, but hopefully there's some. Anyway, so you're finding fur, hooves, chopped up pig. You know, just mucking around. Nope, and no one seems to hear you. Move on to the next section. Right? Creep around. Look. Come on. Nope. Next section, right? Anyway, you do get to a section of the barn that has crates, you know, for packing, I don't know, whatever, eggs, farm equipment, you know, like out the back where they're get the crate and fill it with whatever, right?
Yep.
And it's this section. They're not working close by, but they're, you know, near enough. You gotta be careful, right? And you find several feathers because these guys netted, or, you know what I mean? Like putting this thing, capturing it without getting killed and that's got to be a molting experience. So yeah, you do find feathers. It's actually a clever idea to go look for them. And crates that match the ones at the dock. What do you want to do?
Excellent. And I make that noise out loud.
Blowing your last roll, right?
Yeah.
You go,
couldn't even help myself.
excellent, and you go to leave and you go, It's like, dude, that's not funny. Why are you laughing at my what? You know, who's that? You know, with a 16, you're like leaving the barn, or I don't know, searching the other half, kind of thing, right? And they turn around, like they hear something, like, eh? They're squinting in the dark, and they think they see something shadowy beyond that 20/40, right? Because they're limited human, right? So one just peers into the darkness holding his shovel, right? The other one goes for the lantern and just holds it up high, trying to get the extra 5-10. What do you do?
Yep. I cast dim.
Okay. So we see a shadowy figure wrapped in magical shadows freaking us out. And before we can even reveal, as the light goes up towards him, revealing the shadow, we hear his spidery prayer to, because you don't use a holy symbol, but it is a verbal, right?
Is it verbal? Yes, verbal and somatic.
Yeah, you start waving your shadows around and saying, then that is now canon for the verbal component for basic cantrips from you, and and dim. So their lantern reduces its light by half. So for a lantern to go from like 20 to 30 feet down to like 5-10, it just goes. Now, I don't know how horror movies you've seen, but the audience watches lights go dim before something strikes, gets ready. NPCs and people in a movie never do shit. They go, oh, it's darker.
It's essentially like AoE stun in movies.
So the guy with the lantern says, what the hell? And he starts playing around with the lantern like it's breaking or he's running out of oil or whatever. So his attention goes from you to the lantern. Anyway, but while he's trying to fix his lantern, he did see something. And he's like, Floyd, did you see that? What the hell is that? And he's shaking the lantern and trying to get the oil going. So Floyd starts coming forward with shovel, picks up shovel and starts, what? I think I saw something.
Did you say he picks up a shovel?
No, he has his shovel, but he picks it up as in like he holds it up like a weapon.
All right.
Tilts it up, I guess. You mean like he was holding it, but now it's up in the air like a club, like a...
I am going to... Can I do it? Is there a range? Oh, I can. There's a range. Cast animate tools on that shovel.
Oh my god. And what? That like he's holding the handle, but the head just starts bending and smacking him in the head or something like that?
No, I can... it would just start doing what a shovel does. Digging.
So it flies out of his hands and starts digging?
It would leap out of his hand and start digging a hole right beside him. A grave-shaped hole.
Okay. And launches into song. You should rest. You should rest. It's digging its grave. No? Yes. It was a hit. It was a hit song from the,
Now, I just want to make sure that it's like if somebody's using it,
Really?
you can't do it.
No one's
or
seen.
anything
No
like
one's
that.
seen the movie Nico starred in, like Danfer and the Beast. No.
The Damper and the Beast. It's terrible.
You should rest. You should rest. What the? Okay.
I think it was the dubs that killed it. I think that was it was
alright.
launched, but then the port of the dubs just didn't carry it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't use it to attack him. That is
Okay.
one of the stipulations of
So-
the spell.
Okay,
Anyways,
so even with their lowered light, like 5-10 feet, they clearly see this thing jump out of their hands and just start digging on its own. Right? Guys, you're on the porch. She comes out. She goes back in. You guys, there's that moment of like,
hold up. Nope, that's not happening at all.
What?
I just looked at the casting time on it.
what?
Yeah.
What's the casting time?
5
10
years.
minutes.
What?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to like, it takes a long time, and it's meant to like do things in the background while you're off doing other things.
Oh, dude.
Well, Old Faithful then, I guess, is what I would
No.
do.
Seriously. Okay, like it goes dark. Did you see that? If you retreat, find an implement, run off for 10 minutes, get it going, and then
I just have to be within 25 feet.
yeah, like it's.
Actually, 35 feet.
They look
Plus 5
around.
per level.
They look around. They get bored of looking around like the guards and thief. They go back to work, and then they hear this shove, shove.
Well, I
You
can
hear that?
target a tool or a group of tools.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be creepy as hell if you just set the whole barn
So
tools.
2 graves being dug.
Yeah, it is dig. Assuming you want to wait
yeah.
that long, right? Because like I said, while you're waiting for that to happen, even though that's the plan, these guys might do something, lots of some things
Mhm.
within that 10 minutes. All right, well, as much fun as that would have been,
Yeah, that would have been nice.
please read whole spell
Yeah.
before casting next time.
Yeah.
Or Jay,
I
if you know it
apologize.
wouldn't work, don't let us go down that road, please, rules of lawyers. Like, stop them. I know it's going to be a bit of a buzzkill, but now I think the audiences matter that we didn't do it. So next time, just cut me and Matt off. Read that spell.
Nope, wouldn't work. Yeah, I'm reading this spell. I'm like, oh
Uh.
god, it doesn't say anything about if someone's holding it.
That was terrible.
Go up to the top, and I'm like 10 minutes. So all you see in the darkness is
Yeah. And the song that I paired in my head is only
10 minutes.
it's like
No one's going to touch them because the thing was
Oh,
terrible.
terrible.
just Scotty spinning in the chair in Austin Power 3. Like 10 minutes straight.
I think the funnier part of that scene is them not actually doing anything.
Just
Towards the scary,
very
laughing
confused. Very
Yeah.
confused.
No,
All right,
I'm not going near him.
so back to they're holding it up, and you dim the light, and he starts freaking out and saying, "Did you see that?" And the other guy holds up his shovel like a weapon and starts walking forward to the edge of the light, which is only going to be 20 feet from you. What do you do?
I do? Yeah, I'm not a combat-oriented dude aside from lighting people on fire, and
Well, I'll give you a moment. Switching the scene back to the balcony. Swing and a miss, guys. She goes back inside. I mean, I was even going to give like a +2 because that cacao was something terribly unnatural, but from Rom. Plan B? Niles, you got
It
anything?
doesn't seem that,
There
doesn't
was
seem
no
that she
plan.
knows what that is.
The guy has a tumor for familiar, and he's asking it instead of sending it going, I have no idea. What could we use or do to scare them? The tumor's like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Scare who? Oh.
I'm assuming it was
Why
to
do
try
we
to,
need to scare them?
I thought you guys were going to try and freak out.
Oh.
No, it was
we-
purely for information gathering.
Oh,
we were looking to see
oh,
how they reacted to seeing the bird.
Oh, it was like, Cocky, what are you doing back here? Get inside before anyone sees you.
Yeah,
Heck of a name.
How about
that or like if they started calling one of their friends, at least that would say they would recognize what it is.
Well, like I said before, knowledge gained. What's step number 2, boys and gal?
Meet up with
Presumably
Nico.
go check up on Nico.
That's a
yeah.
bust. Okay. All right. Trudge. Okay, Nico, I owe you a couple rounds because it's going to take them a couple rounds to get out to you.
Yeah.
So using the cover of darkness and your enhanced
Using the cover of darkness, I am going to. I don't know. Is that? I don't know if it's disguise or if it's bluff.
What? Oh, use bluff to like make a distraction and hide.
Well, what kind of animals do they have on the farm? You got goats there,
Probably.
so then I'll just do a.
Is this
Sorry, I just remember the movie Holy Moses with the guy that, what's his name that played the first author. Okay, so you start making animal barnyard, or do you have a spell that's going to mimic this?
Nope. It's
Okay,
raw skill, baby.
Do you have any animal mimicry skill, or you just go for it?
Well, I mean, I've got disguise. I've got some bluff.
All right, just straight up. Well, if you want to stand there and act like a goat with them looking at you,
Yeah.
going, "It's just a shadowy goat, man. Get back to work," then that's disguise. If you want to like nothing here,
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
nothing over here in the darkness, but us goats, so they don't even come and look at you. I would go with the bluff.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
I will say,
try to
the bluff.
disguise my appearance because my potential for taking care of that one is much greater.
You actually have a spell for disguise.
No, I have the skill.
Yeah, because using the skill as disguise also takes.
Yeah, like I say, at least a full minute, not time that you have.
Then I guess bluff it is.
Yeah.
With an 11.
Now, there is impromptu disguise, but there's a huge penalty. As you grab the antlers beside you and go, bah, you know what I mean? Like, it's possible. Well, this is the thing about first edition, right? I don't shoot my friends in combat. Why not? Just take the 4 penalty. Well, I don't have precise shot. No one ever does it. Anything's possible in this game, but no one ever wants to suffer the penalties. Even with your +1 antlers, making it, -9, but no. Okay. So what's your bluff? 11?
11.
Okay. So let's hear it.
Blah.
Okay. Okay. So they start calling the goat, or at least the goat's name. Biscuit, is that you? Do you think she's sick? Because they're looking at this tall, shadowy, gaunt motherfucker, and it's Bayon. Is that you, Biscuit? You think she's sick? Shadows and whining on you and shit. Anyway, giving up on making the lantern right, they just come closer and throw light on you. And
I don't let them do that.
you
As soon
move.
as they
You're
start
gonna move.
moving
You're
toward
gonna,
me.
yeah. Okay, I was gonna say you keep your distance. Your 11 might almost hold. Not saying they believe you're a goat, but they're definitely, And like I said, they're not sure because they didn't go, oh, it's just Biscuit, right? They're investigating. Poor Biscuit looks sick. Sounds sick too. Move closer. You pace them. So now he's wafting backwards, like spamming the A button in Thief, right? And they're waving their dimmed light around, right? Now this dim, it's an area of effect. Like you've cast dim in the barn, right? When we,
No, I cast dim on me, on an item I'm wearing, so that anytime that's just my thing.
What's your radius? What's your radius? Yeah.
It's actually pretty big.
So as long as they get close to you, it's dimmed.
Yeah.
It was like 60 feet last time.
Yeah, but the problem is
I think it's 60 feet.
this 20-foot lantern still sheds 10 feet of light. So when they get within 5 feet of him, they're going to see him clearly. Then he only has his shadowy form to go off of. So anyway, so here come you guys outside, right? Barn people appear, waving a light around. They don't seem to be aware of you guys because we can barely see crap out here at night. Now, in the open, we may see...
Oh, it's 100-foot radius.
Under our starry night, in the open field between the house and the barn, we may hear or see shadowy people approaching. But again, it would be stop, squint. Who are you? Like, we know something's there, but not exactly how many, blah, 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 right? So anyway, we come out, but right now we're distracted from you because we're fixated on Biscuit, the Damphere goat. And, yeah, they're trying to match you for speed. So as long as you have no qualms about sneaking anymore and just like, trying to keep the distance. Right? So.
Yeah, I'm totally just.
Yeah. Because they're not running at you like, get her. They're like, Biscuit, what's wrong? Where you going? And they're like, one's got a shovel, not too sure that the other guy's theory is correct. And the one's like, the damn lantern, So chasing, right? So out comes our Damphere, popping out of the barn, running backwards, making weird ass noises. And these guys are calling him Biscuit. I don't know what the hell he did to them in there. And their lantern does seem to be not working great. And up come you guys, you're already half the distance. What do you guys want to do?
I'll do the same thing I did last time.
Drop a cockatrice in front of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Rest of you, what are you doing?
Like flying above them, but...
I believe that's called public indecency, but okay. What, dropping cock?
Well, flying above would imply sound, right? We're looking at Biscuit. We do not have a big light radius, even though we kind of do have 10 feet up. You know what I mean? Like, you need some kind of swoop.
Well, I meant head level, but like...
Coming into the arc,
Yeah.
Start it back and fly it in, but it is flying around their heads. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing? So you pull up short for a moment, start casting. He can move and cast, but it does technically take one of his actions, so he pulls up short compared to the rest of you guys that are stalking into the night. So Luca pulls up, starts casting a spell. What are you three doing?
I'll drop prone. Stay out of sight lines.
Okay.
Thunk.
Professor Niles? What do you want to do? Anything? Again, you can see how this plays out, but, We are entering combat, Professor Niles.
Yes.
What do you want to do? I'm not going to ask for initiative because this might be over quicker than you think, but right now.
There's a little splat sound.
Okay, I got you.
And then you don't see anything, but if those who are observant will see the bottom of his robes are kind of like really rustly now.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just getting ready.
Yeah, that's all that happens.
All right. Simmery.
Yeah, just ready to help, but kind of stay out of sight.
Now, ready to help. Let's talk about pulling weapons. Because you guys, like I said, unless you guys, when you're doing stuff, climb, jump, manipulate an object, it's usually a hands-free kind of chore. No one walks around all day holding the knife out in front of them. So if you want to go to weapons, I need to know now. Otherwise,
Yes.
I will make you pull them later. So
I will make sure that I have a dagger in my hand.
you got it.
Hands are free. Just splayed out face down on the grass.
Now, with your 60-foot black vision, you definitely have eye line on what's coming out of the back of Professor, like these extra legs or something that's rustling. Something going on over there, like within 15 feet of you guys, because you're like a little triangle squad moving up, spread out. Okay, everyone's ready to do something. Anyway, as Luca had predicted, right? Biscuit is no longer on our mind. We see a cockatrice fly right in front of us, okay, they freak immediately. They immediately recognize what they think it is, right? The guy, like, freaking, they just bail. He actually throws the lantern at it, and they run. One just kind of
Well, there's an admission of guilt, if anything.
One's holding a shovel and kind of goes one way, biscuit-wise. The other one, like, throws the, lantern at him, hoping it'll catch fire or whatever, and just runs. Ah! So what do you guys want to do?
Should we go catch some criminals, or should we wait till tomorrow and find them when they've calmed down?
It would... Sorry. As far as a DM's perspective, it would take a lot of work in the middle of the night. Hunt them down, blah, blah, blah. Gotta shoot them, blah, blah. Or, like I said, start tomorrow. Hi, we're with the Endangered Species Committee. No, just kidding. What do you guys want to do?
Unless anyone is feeling fairly exuberant this evening. I myself
I
have
am, unfortunately, fresh out of spells, so I'm up for coming back tomorrow.
I do have my studies to return to.
Hey, Damphir. You know how you guys like making sound effects? 2 grown men screaming like little girls. Remember that one? Well, that's a good one. Yeah, that's going to be imprinted in your brains for your repertoire in the future. Because they do. They just freaking...
Well, they know exactly what they are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even like the sign illusion, black, red feathers flapping around. It's like their brain does the math in 2 seconds. Gone, Florida man. You know what I'm saying? Like... Yes, they do seem to act instantly, reactively, and overcautiously about this creature that they seem to instantly recognize, and they flail into the night. Anyway, so, what are we doing? Nico, you're united with your party?
Yep.
Okay.
So, deactivate the cloak. Is that...
He comes over, sorry, still in character.
Good evening. I found some evidence in the barn.
We found some evidence in their reaction to seeing a cockatrice.
Excellent. Shall we collect now that they have left the vicinity?
I will say for the record, uncloaking in front of your friends and saying good evening, awesome. But if you'd popped up in the barn, got caught, and just threw down, revealed yourself, and said good evening, I totally would have given you a villain point for that. Because you're Damphir. Good evening. Like, he gets caught, right? So he just goes all charmed. Good evening, Right. Was waiting for that moment. But just because we had discussed the villain points earlier, keep you guys on par for, not that you did anything wrong, you play you, but just, keep that in mind. So, shall we fast forward to later where you guys come back, or are you heading for the door?
Go collect the evidence.
Yeah.
The feathers,
yeah,
the
crates,
type
of thing. Okay.
Bring it back so we have it, when it comes time to behead them in the square.
All right. You guys return to the ranch the next day with your evidence, or like leave it there so you can go, confront them and take them to their own barn going, haha, oh, it was obviously planted. No, Okay. 2 ranch hands. Firebrand farm hands. So the guys that, brand the cattle and look after the cattle and type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Not the family necessarily. The family don't seem to know much. Can I have some sense motive from you guys?
Certainly.
2.
They're all guilty, Rom. Even the little kids.
7.
Especially the kids.
Yeah, like what else are you going to use for like cockatrice bait, Luca, with your failing 7? You agree with Rom.
9.
9. These, I don't know. How do you keep such a dangerous
whether they
creature?
knew about it or not. Whether they knew about it or not, they were housing criminals.
7. Sense motive.
14.
Okay, Simri. There are good people in this town. You might hate the town and try to get your way out of it, but there are good people in this town. And if we do arrest everyone and stop economy, like the cattle, type of saying. Anyway, all you guys can't decide the family claiming innocence. The guys claim innocence too, but of course not, right? Simmery, I will say that you believe the family knew nothing to little of this at all and are horrified that not only did their own men that they pay took the time to like do something so dangerous and piss off you, and hence the Archbaron, you know, they beg your forgiveness and leave their poor wife and kids out of it.
Yeah, again, we don't want to screw with the local economy. It's more like, you should hire some new farm hands because these ones are going to be punished.
Okay. So what do you guys
Do
say?
be careful with who you hire next.
Now it is 4-1 on the who's bullshit and who's believable, but somebody believes the family, just tells them hire new dudes. What do you guys say? What do you guys want to do collectively?
Them simply having them under the roof, disapproved of, is not necessarily in itself a crime, and therefore I don't really care. More of like a slap on the wrist. Please be try to be better next time.
Okay.
Simri brought me on, so whatever she says, I go with.
Okay. You're just the muscle. Professor?
Pretty much.
This is what the house in charge wishes.
Yeah, but that leaves 4. That's 4 livers, 4 hearts, 8 kidneys. Just saying. Later.
But decisions.
I mean, maybe this is how we can make some of that loot that some people were talking about earlier, and we apply a fine for harboring devious miscreants.
Well, finding yourself an offense and then being fined for the offense are two separate matters. That certain individual who's left from the stocks should be reciprocal to paying a fine that's sent to his establishment now. At least he wants to spend more time in the stocks.
Okay. So you guys are going to haul off the Firebrand twins, throw them in jail, if not the stocks for some extra humiliation, but at least jail, and fine everybody or fine the family? And how much jail time are we talking? Well, you're going to haul off the Firebrand. That's obviously, and you're going to lock them up and decide what to do with them later. As far as discussing fining the family or whatever, okay, so in the name of the Archbaron, you must pay a fine? Is that what you're...
Yeah, that's cool. We were also talking about putting our own men in places. If we can, get 2 guys from the town on our payroll kind of thing and stick them here. It's another, pair of eyes and ears that are in this area of the town.
Well, you guys...
Partly under our control.
You got Zogs in your pocket. Maybe he's got a dockhand worker that he can supplant. You know what I mean?
Instead of finding them, have them hire people that we have cleared,
Sure,
so to speak.
And you're going to pay these people, or pay Zogs to pay these people to move them around, or you just insist that these ranchers have brand new ranchers that are loyal to you, and they have to pay them, and just hopefully they're loyal to you. Might I say that, like, besides Zogs, who seems to be like a dick and an opportunist, the town doesn't like you. At least you haven't met anyone besides a little old lady that you get high with, and a little old lady that you spend your afternoons with. Not just saying nobody likes you, but we haven't gone around doing any sort of like vote for us propaganda where, the lackeys start flocking. Enter the Damphir cult that he had planned since the beginning, sure, but we'll get to that stage. Not a bad idea. I'm just saying we do not have the resources. Like I said, Zogs is the only thing I could think of that you guys might. Oh yeah, right. Anyway, as far as finding the family, it's not like we have gold lying around on the couch. You'd have to take it out in cattle. In the Archbaron's name, half your cattle is ours, but we'll leave it here with you to feed and look after on this land because we have none of those things, but they're ours, right? You guys get free cow rides or free hamburgers every weekend, like what like.
I mean, or we could just have them submit to monthly inspections, however often, to make sure things are up and up still.
Oh yeah, well that's your job. I mean, you guys roam the town and lay down the law, sure, right? You just warn them of inspections. Now, there's something instilling the fear. We will be back. We will not let this slide.
Yeah.
We will be looking in on you. Even if you don't they've been caught, and of course they're going to walk right for a while, right? Intimidation, right? So, I mean, at least leaving that in their heads is a good one, Rom. So yeah.
Yeah, I vote for that. Just like, not necessarily actually finding them or anything. Just like, we'll be back, and we are aware that this happened.
Yeah, well, there's letting them off with a warning, and then there's letting them off with a dire warning, reminding of what consequences because this sentence is pending in the future. Rom's angle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure. Whatever you guys want to do. I'm just trying to fast forward some ideas here because you guys are looking a little undecided. It's hard being evil on the spot, isn't it? You guys are like, we're used to.
It's hard being just not, you know, batshit evil.
Yeah, really.
Just die. Yeah.
Balancing law and evil.
Yeah.
What's lawful? What's just straight up evil?
Yeah.
We will take your daughter. She's now our maid that she has to clean the jail and serve us tea and, taking like a hostage. Something, blah, blah, blah. And don't ever let this happen again. Like, there's taking indentured children labor.
Yeah.
Your son will make a fine
That's
apprentice.
just untasteful.
Your son looks tasty. Your son will make a fine apprentice.
I said untasteful, not tasteful.
Well, I don't know what blood type he is. Anyway, some random ideas, thoughts from above come flittering through our brains. But we are getting paid to do a job, and that's to keep law and order in a town that may not like our extra strict law and order. That is technically the commands that we're given. How we go about it is up to us. You guys going around sowing chaos, you're not really doing your job.
No, but generating funds necessary to help enforce order.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you tell them that,
I just don't see that there would be much funds to be gained out of this farm, at least not immediately.
Well, you guys want to play the long game? 10% of your everything you guys make belongs to us. We'll collect
increased.
Yeah, we'll collect every month.
Increased taxes.
Yeah.
And no, it's not the fact that the fine of what the quantity is. It's the fact that something is taken. It's on the psychological level. The fact that a portion of their self was.
Rom comes out with the drapes and the tablecloth. Thank you. These will go nice in my corner of the jail. Thank you. What? Okay. Matches his armor. What? All right. Yeah, no, point taken. So let's say that, demands, threats are laid. And because, like I said, just the awkward nature of us kind of getting stumped on this one, you guys head back to town and we'll have some kind of, idea pending. Which brings us finally to another fine morning that I want to call day 5. Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine. Another day of law and order and
bacon and eggs in the morning for everyone.
So there you go.
And a stiff coffee.
Oh, yeah. Niles totally took a kid. Like, there's some kid there rapidly making farm breakfast for you guys. Him and or is it one of those creatures that you harbor under your coat?
No, it actually be one of Luca's messengers.
Well, they don't work for Luca. One ripped them off, and the other ones are like, wow, this toilet paper is very confusing until we use it as toilet paper.
Yeah, no, but yeah, number 2 is free during breakfast time to consume calories on its own.
Okay, so it's going to eat the food. Who's making the food?
We're going to. I know how to scramble eggs.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, if you want to. Okay.
Process.
Sorry, when you said there will be, I thought you were demanding it, not making them. Sorry, Professor.
You were asking for the scenario that was at hand, and
yeah, sure. Yeah. All jokes aside. Okay. You guys smell the morning smell of bacon. Blackguard lost a little weight. Yeah. Fresh bacon. And eggs. Actually, there you go. I mean, talking about you guys were on a farm, right? We'll be taking this. We'll be taking some slab. They just raid their freaking pantry. We do need supplies.
Y'all must make us breakfast.
This is hungry work.
Yeah, so it's today that we have to go back and actually arrest them then?
No.
Or did we arrest them last night?
Oh, right, because we were talking about going back the next day. Yeah, sorry. So that day we get up, we go through all this stuff, right? Come back, and you guys still have, half your day with 2 new prisoners. And Professor Niles is promising eggs and bacon tomorrow morning, or at least for our breakfast supper. There you go.
It's clairvoyance.
No, it's true, because I accidentally skipped a day, so thank you, Jay. Yeah, like, so now it would be, yeah, so it's day 5. We just arrested them. We got 2 more dudes in the pen, right? 2 prisoners. So let's talk about what you guys want to do with these prisoners. We'll call them the Firebrand brothers. These Firebrand farmhands. You lock them.
Isn't it standard that once they were prisoners, they're Nico's?
Problem?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're pattern forming here.
I don't know. I thought the guys in the stocks were Nico's problem. I thought Luca was looking after their cells and making everything smelly and.
Wow, it's a team effort here.
Well, team effort. Okay, you can interrogate him 9 to 5. You know, you can feed him 10 to 4. Like, whatever you guys want to do. Anyway, the fact remains: 2 guys are in our jail behind bars. So switching to our jail map, just so you guys can.
Jail map.
Well, the map of the jail, right?
Yep.
Just so you guys have a sort of a heads up in your brain of what this would look like. Oh, it's taking a sweet time to load.
Well, do we keep them in the jail or do we put them in the stocks as
And
Bottom.
not
Dave.
waste any time.
Yeah, bottom.
as an example? Because they did attempt to attack the law enforcement.
Well, you're locking them up for attacking law enforcement. Does that embarrass them, or people
Well,
got?
I vote we take them to the town square, hold a mock trial, and take their heads off.
Ooh, let's take this up a notch.
We should.
I'm good for the
probably
mock. I'm
figure
good for the
out
town square trial. That would be
where they
interesting.
got it first,
But yes,
Okay.
and if they were working with anybody else before we cut their heads off.
So it really is a full day. We bring them back, we lock them up, we all take turns interrogating, we find out as much as we can, and then when they're no more use to us, the trial begins at dusk. In the town square, next to the well, in front of the church, of all places. Is that what we're talking
Yes.
It should probably be a bit before dusk so that people aren't breaking curfew.
Right.
about? You have a trial, people gather, and it ends with, and you're all arrested because you all broke curfew. Entrapment! Bastards.
They pull cages out.
I was like, what? Entrapment. All right. So, interrogate the prisoners. Now, for the sake of the adventure, there's a lot of interesting little flavorful things that are like little tiny side things, and this actually was one of them. So, let's give us a basic set of intimidation. Give us a lead and a couple aids, or everyone can have a private go at every hour on the hour to break them, whatever you want to do, and get a decent roll, and you'll have confirmed whether there's anything more to this or not.
All right. How did I interact with them?
I'll aid.
Well, who's our best interrogator? Who's our biggest plus intimidate? Time to reveal.
Intimidate? Oh no.
4, 7.
Rom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luca?
You're the man.
0.
And Simri?
+7.
Oh, all right.
I'm not helping.
No, if that's not your thing, then, you know, intimidate can
Okay.
be...
Oh,
try to
no, I
assist at
rolled,
least.
and apparently I'm just not very intimidating.
Oh. Everyone's just spamming out. All right.
17
I
intimidate to
successfully
aid.
aided with a
Yeah,
10.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an 8 to intimidate one of them.
Okay, and that brings it up to 10. The 0-level farmhand seems to be frightened of what will happen to him. Giving a plus, he is in a cell. I'll give you a +2. Like, you don't just walk up on the street and go, hey, you did this, okay? They were arrested. You threatened their boss. Now you dragged them here, threw them in a cell. Let them soak for a while, you know, get that +2 going. Then you come in, play good cop, bad cop, right? Simri rolls crappy, tells them they can go free. Nope, no, wait. You shut the door in their face and blah, 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 you know.
Splash them with cold water.
That's it. You just keep that going while they're talking. You just keep bringing buckets in. Splash. Next one. Splash. Why do you keep dousing us? What stinks in here? The smell. Like, can't you smell that? What the hell's going on? Right? From Lucas thing, right? Can't gotta wash it. We wash out your cells with you still in it. You don't get to leave. Water's a
It's It's hygienic and cleaning in the same.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
So, Rom got 8. You guys 8 for 10, and Simmery got 8, and Niles got up to 10. Okay, so 10 for each dude. You're not without certainty knocking out of the park with a 16, but they seem upset and frightened. They seem to cow to your whim-ish, and they insist that the family's innocent. They took it upon themselves. You know, they tell you a unusual but plausible story. I mean, it is Cheliacs of how they got their hands on this thing, and they really didn't like the fact that, you know, they were really kind of doing a soft hand, right? We ship it, we pay for this thing to be shipped here, right? But they screwed up. They sent a box to where they could get a cockatrice, have the guy with the cockatrice put it in their box. Oh, leave it unmarked. Not helpful enough. Ship it to the docks with your name on it. Archbaron's dudes, right? Ha ha ha. This thing will explode, kill half of them. Our hands are clean, right? So they did intend to sort of, I wouldn't call it a bomb, but, you know, it's like putting a ravenous wolf in your car.
It is a bit of a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
There would have been collateral damage. Dock hands, public.
It's a magical creature that can kill with a lethal attack, and they just set it wildly loose in public, hoping you'd be the guy to open the box. That's, you know, that's definitely attempted manslaughter or something, right?
Well, murder.
Anyway, as far
because that's premeditated.
Oh yes, murder one. Time for number 1. Is that what number 1
2.
is? Is that what number 1 is up your skirt there? It actually is murder. A familiar that you just call murder, and it's murder 1, right? And number 2, no. I'm just trying to get away from the feces 1 and 2. Just trying to spin this at any other light than the plop and the musk. Anyway, so not certain, but you guys are pretty sure that these 2 are the only 2 involved. They took it upon themselves. It was their own thing. Family not involved. Like I said, somebody owed a favor. It's not like we have hundreds of gold pieces to buy an exotic creature, right? They thought they were clever. They got caught. They are very, very sorry. But you're looking at 2 half-broke farmhands that cashed in their last paycheck or favor to pull this crap off. And Rom's insisting murder 1. What do you guys want to do now? You could.
with
I mean, apart from us, yes, there were lots of dock hands. That bird is now wild and flying through the air.
Yeah, it's in the wind. Literally.
Mm-hmm. It could attack any number of people, and it's here because you brought it here.
Yes. But you can only try.
So,
you
I agree.
You can only try me and kill me for murder 1 once. Oh, damn. Let's dig up their body and have another trial because that cockatrice killed somebody a week later. But you could insist that, you know. What would you call it when you like put a virus on a city? Like something that spreads and is just a roll the dice on what it and who it attacks, right? A viral
War crime?
A bioterrorist attack?
Yeah,
No, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Okay, so like I said, this is like, it's an act of murder, and because you guys let it go, they're getting blamed for terrorism?
No, it got away.
Yeah, not their fault. Well, actually, even if it killed everybody, it would have still got away at the end, so yeah, you can totally blame them for terrorism. And you get 20 years, and you get death, you know, okay. So,
I mean, we could put them in the, you know, stocks for 3 days a week. And if it does end up killing someone, then we could kill them.
yeah, I mean, nothing better than a mock trial than advertising, right? Well, think about it. If you guys just act decisively, people react. If you stir up 3 days of bullshit of them being the stocks going, these guys are going to be put on trial for our murder. No, we survived, don't worry. Then you know, all this propaganda, you know what I mean? What kind of effect you're going for. Something to think about. Anyway.
Look, I will happily be the executioner, but I shall not be judge and or jury. I'll just know a couple of the laws.
Let's say you guys spend the rest of day 5 researching what laws exist in the town and whatever laws you guys want to make up. Like I said, if you know what I mean?
All the bylaws and all the loopholes.
Yeah, that type of thing. Well, I mean, you guys, we're just going off of fantasy real world going murder 1, right? But The town will react based on what laws exist. And if you guys are trying to make the town react to something, coming up with something that doesn't exist might have a different, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I think that's a solid rest of day 5. And before we begin the happy morning music of day 6, with even more unrest, we will see you all next time on the Foul Parody Podcast. Say goodnight, Luca.
Have a good night. Make sure you sleep well. And if you see any urchins, send them my way.